Hello, everybody. This is William Randolph, and it is my pleasure to be with you today. Over the past couple of days, been thinking about lessons that I learned during my transition from government to industry. Back in 2016, I retired early, and there were some lessons that I learned on that journey. And while it wasn't under extreme pressures or a small window of opportunity, this was a decision. There were still some lessons that I learned, and I want to share those lessons with any of my colleagues, former government colleagues that are thinking about making the transition or have decided to take the fork. So here's a couple of things I want you to think about. Number one, titles, while important in government, are almost useless in industry. Your formal titles. Now, it's really hard to say, and it is hard to process, because in government, we trade on titles. Just ask someone that was the associate undersecretary for this, or the deputy director of that, and the undersecretary and the deputy of this and the deputy of that. We trade. Titles are currency in government. So just know that while it's important, it doesn't transfer well. Okay, it doesn't transfer well. Titles, your government titles, are almost useless. So fall out of love with your government titles. That's number one. Number two, longevity and tenure, time in the seat, does not equal leadership. Okay, time in the seat, time in the position does not equate to leadership. Leadership is a activity, okay, and it is not built on time. So if there has to be a decoupling of time from the perceptions of leading. Leading is an activity. You will have results other than time in your leadership characteristics. In the description of your leadership, you will have characteristics that are other than time. So decouple time from your concept of leadership. Number three, there is a huge difference between past experience and past performance. Okay, it's a big difference. Okay, and you want to be able to make sure that you are talking about past performance. Okay, past experience is what have you done. Past experience is all about the things, the list of things. Past performance is how well did you do it? And you should have some benchmarks and metrics and stats to articulate how well you did it. Okay, one of the things that in government we often encourage people to talk about team effort, team activity, the we conversation. We did this. Okay, but as soon as you come out of government and into industry, people want to know, what can you do? What can you do and what have you done? So make sure you have a clear distinction between experience and performance. Experience is the list of things. Performance is how well you did them. Okay, number four. No one really cares who you know. Okay, and I was surprised at that one a little bit. No one really cares. You know, I come from the generation of the Rolodex. So how many people did I have the ability to name call and that I worked with and I had done things with? No one really cares a lot about who you know. However, they do care about who you can marshal, you can put together, that are actual resources that you can put together to build teams, partnerships, and collaborations. There's a distinction between who you know and who you have the access to, the relationship with, to be able to entice people to come, build teams, collaborate, and partner. So who you know is much less important than who you can have access to and to get them to help you team, collaborate, and build partnerships in industry. And the fifth is what I call the 3 R's. Your value in the marketplace, your value in the industry marketplace will be based on 3 primary things. Okay, it's lots of things in these 3 buckets, but it's 3 primary buckets. Number 1, your first bucket is your reputation. What do people think of you? And you should assess that pretty quickly, okay? Because what others are going to do is they're going to ask others, hey, what do you think about this person? So having built a reputation is a commodity that you will be able to trade on in industry. What is your reputation? The second is your reach. Your reach. The second R is reach. And what I mean by reach is, what is your ability to influence? Okay, what is your ability to influence? How can you encourage people to follow, lead, don't do that, do this? Okay, your reach, your ability to influence. So your second R, reputation number 1, reach number 2. And then number 3, the holy grail is your relationships. This is not who you know. This is not who names you can drop. This is actual people that you can have access to build teams, collaborate, okay, and make partnerships in industry. In industry, the value is in teams. Make no mistake. No mistake. The value is in teams. So your relationships will matter, because that will be the thing that will be your third currency that you will have the opportunity to trade on. So reputation, reach, and your relationships. These are my 5 learnings, my lessons learned from my transition from industry to government. I left as a senior executive and had some serious lessons to learn transitioning from federal government to private industry, and now as a business owner, entrepreneur. So be mindful of these 5, and there may be others, and I welcome others to contribute, but these 5 will get you well on your way as you think about the transition, preparing your mind for the transition. All the best, continued success.